Hello, and welcome to part 3 of our tutorial series, where I'm going to kind of finish up the project and show you how to add furniture, how to add additional components, and how to prepare everything for plotting out, for printing out your drawings. So to begin, we have covered walls, doors, windows, all of that good stuff. And the only thing left is furniture. And I'm not going to be detailing this project to its full potential, so to say. This is just for me to show you the different components. So it's not going to be, in my case, it's not going to be a finished project, but for you as students, I expect you to kind of do a full project. Right, so let's begin. The thing is that with Revit 2021, there isn't a lot of objects or a lot of furniture pieces that you can natively get into your project. If I go here to component, right? If I click on this component icon, I can see here that there are some desks that I can choose from. There's a parking space, some trees, and that's basically it. That's basically it from the default, default library. So it's not it's far from being a big library. So how do you get more stuff in here? Well, there is this button here called Load Family. If you press it, it will open up a browser for you, a file browser. And from here, if you have an older version of Revit, you would be able to choose a furniture piece, or like you would be able to navigate through the library of furniture pieces. But here it's just structural precast and some weird stuff. So I don't have anything here. So how do you get a library in Revit 2021? How do you get a library in here? Well, you need to go to, let me first escape out of this tool. There we go. And you need to go to Insert and click on Load Family. And those of you who are working on the school's computers will be able to, I believe you will find the library already installed, but those of you who are working from home, this is what you need to do, especially with the new Revit. Click on Get Autodesk Content, right here, which will open up you can see it, there we go. It will open up a browser page for you, where you can download the content, so to say, so the library of furniture and whatnot. And that kind of content is split into different regions. So English United States, English United Kingdom, and if we scroll down, far down, you will see English Sweden, right? And here there are these Swedish libraries which you can install, but they are only 15 megabytes, which tells me that there's not a lot of stuff in there, right? So instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually download the English United States metric libraries, which is 1.2 gigabytes, right? Much larger. So that means much more stuff for me to play with. So I'll click on this, and it will immediately start downloading. If it doesn't, you might need to sign in, but it seems like I haven't signed in, so it should be fine, right? So I'll wait for it to finish downloading, install it, and then we will take a look at how to get them into your file. So just a second. Actually, to save time, while it's downloading, I will be messing around with the furniture here. So with the furniture that I have. So in Architecture tab, I'll click on the Component tab, and I'll see, yeah, sure, this desk, pretty ugly one, but who cares? Basically, adding a desk is just as easy as going to, let's say, the ground floor, zooming in, and hello? Oh, right. So if you change views, it will it will ask you to run the command again. So I'll click on component, desk, and here I just can click and place the desk. Okay, so it's thinking. Let's hope it's not gonna crash. It didn't. So okay, so we have a desk in here, and I can place another one if I want to, whatever. So I have two desks here. If I check it in 3D view, I can see those two desks being displayed here, even being cut. One of them is being cut. So let me go back to the ground floor. Delete one of those desks. And this one, what can you do with it? Well, you can move it around, of course. You can rotate it. So that's the rotate button right here. Right? So from here to here, you can rotate it. Let me undo that. And you can align it as well. So this desk, I will click on the alignment tool. Choose, let's say, this wall here, this desk line here, and it's going to snap in place. It's going to be aligned. So that means now I can kind of move it. Okay, let me escape out. There we go. Now I can move it and place it properly on my inside of my building. Let's see it in 3D. Yeah, that's how it is. If you don't see a line here, just like I don't, that means your desk is clipping into, it's being pushed into the wall a little bit. That's fine. What we can do is in ground floor, we just move it slightly away from the wall. Come on, just slightly. There we go, 10 centimeters. That's maybe a little bit too much. I zoomed in too far, so now we need to wait for it to do its thing. I don't know what it's doing, but yeah, there we go. So here now, once I selected it, I can see the dimension here saying 100 millimeters. I can change this to 50, right? So it's only 5 centimeters away from the wall. Perfect. If I go to 3D view, I can now see that that line is present. That's an ugly desk. Let me just delete it. Okay. Is it done yet? Yes, it is. Okay. So once you have downloaded the exe file, I'll just run it. So it's opening it up. Revit is famous for being super slow in installing stuff, but it seems to be doing the trick. Let me hit extract, and it should be, yeah, it's fine. So it's now extracting all of the material that I have downloaded. Taking super long, but come on. Not the best thing for a tutorial to wait for things to extract, but who cares? It's just like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, a minute, maybe. Perfect time for a coffee break. While it's extracting, actually, it should be already loading in the files. And let me just make sure. 2021 Autodesk folder. Okay, so it should be extracting into the correct folder. So let me jump back to ground floor, go to Architecture tab, Component, and click on Load Family here. And let me find English, not English Imperial, but English. Oh yeah, there we go. So there's now a lot of folders in here, which is great. And they are being, some files could not be created. Please close all applications, reboot Windows, and restart this installation. Yeah, sure. So basically what it's saying is you shouldn't be running, you shouldn't be loading in the libraries while you are extracting the libraries. We don't care. We have quite a few already installed. This is going to be enough to get the point across. So let me repeat that step just to make sure that you all follow. I clicked on components icon and then clicked on load family. And here I'm in English Imperial Library. So I just moved up one folder and found my English, regular English folder, which is metric. And here we have different kinds of windows, for instance, new kinds of windows that you didn't see before. And also we have furniture. There we go. Furniture system or furniture. So let me jump to furniture. Let me see what kind of tables it has. So once I click on one, I can see a preview of it. So round, rectangular. Still not that great, but a little bit better than what we had before. So for instance, this round table, I'll hit open and nothing happens. Oh, never mind. It all immediately loads it in, and now I can place it, right? So once I've placed it, and let me escape out of everything, and even delete this table altogether. If now I go to Components tab, I can see that now this table, with all of its variations, is loaded into the project, right? So now I can use it anytime I want, right? Just choose it and place it. Okay, so on your own time, you can investigate what kind of stuff there is and what kind of families you can load in, but it's mostly tables, beds, right? Different kinds of beds, seating, right? Different kinds of chairs. Oh, even Corbusier chair. Right, that. And then if we take a closer look to all of the folders in the library, we can see that there's even curtain wall panels, different types of curtain wall panels, different types of columns, different types of different stuff. So one thing that I'm interested in is windows, for instance, because before we had to work with pretty default, pretty regular windows. So if I escape out, if I, let's say, let me look at the 3D model. Where could I add a window? By the way, this is complete garbage. You can't access this area right here. So my staircase is completely like nonsense. It's a bad staircase. I should probably fix it. Yeah, for pedagogical purposes, I will be fixing the staircase. Sorry, I can't have that in the tutorial. So that's my first floor. Let me jump in there. This staircase blocks off entrance to the balcony, so I'll just delete it. And instead, let me just quickly stair. There we go. Let me just from here to here, 4 steps. That's perfect. And then from here to here, all remaining steps. That's can't make stairs. That's cool. Let me try again. Escape, or not escape, just create a landing. Let's say from here to here. There we go. Now it's fine. I'll hit accept. I'll probably change the. Oh no, it is a monolithic run, but it does have the whatchamacallit, the railing. So let me jump to a 3D view. Get rid of the railing so that it's not in the way. I would need to fix a bunch of stuff here, but that is okay. Or maybe we keep the railing. Well, either way. First floor. There's enough of a gap for here to walk through. That's fine. And now we have a gap here to actually access the balcony. I believe in the second floor we need to, on the second floor we actually need an opening here, so to be able to access the second floor now from the staircase. So I will be either adding a new shaft opening, or maybe in this case, I will delete the shaft opening altogether, and I will change the boundary of the floor slab here. So to do that, in 3D view, let me just select the floor slab. Oh, this one, the floor slab in question. Let me go to the first floor. No, that's in the second floor. There we go. And let me click on Edit Boundary right here. Wait for it to figure out what I want. And here I will just draw a few lines. So from here to here. And I think up until here should be enough. So that's going to be my opening, which means that this line and this line, like this line segment and this line segment, shouldn't be there. So I will be using either, no, wait, pick walls is bad. Just a second. Oh, there we go. I will be using Trim Extend to Corner tool right here. So I'll select this line first and then this line. So now they get like trimmed together, and then this line and this line, and also they get trimmed together. I'll hit accept. Would you like walls to go? I don't attach, don't care. Now I have a proper opening in 3D view. If I take a look at it, this is how it looks. I think that's fine. So now we can move up, and we actually do have possibility for an entrance, which I am going to create. So let's continue. Let's jump into second floor. Or wait, no, sorry, first floor. Let's jump into first floor and add a door here. So to add the door, you click on the door tool. And actually, why don't we find a different kind of a door? I assume the library that we downloaded should contain different doors. So load family, go up from the tables, from furniture, and let's see, D stands for doors. Doors, there we go. Doors, double click. Ooh, that's a lot of doors. Curtain wall, double glass door, that's nice. It's a simple one. Single panel door, commercial doors. Nothing too nice here. Maybe we can just do curtain wall, single glass, regular doorway, only that it's in glass. Hit open, it gets loaded in. Some of all of the families cannot be loaded. What? That's weird. I am in the doors family. Okay, you must choose family files of the category doors. Do you want to retry loading a new set of? Oh, right. Okay. So this is important. This is important. So notice how the name says door, curtain wall, single glass. Curtain wall is the key thing here. So that means that this door belongs to a system of a curtain wall rather than a door system. Remember back in the previous tutorial, I did a curtain wall. So this is a way of how you can add a door into the curtain wall. So this family doesn't work. So instead we need like a regular door, like that. Let's just find one that's good enough. So all of these are curtain wall doors, right? Double, no. I shouldn't be picky. Yeah, sure. Panel wood, yeah, whatever. I'll just use that one. It's not the prettiest, but it will do. I'll hit open. Now it actually works. I hit OK. Sure, save the project, whatever. And now I'm able to add that particular door, and it even has different types here for me to choose from, right? So I'll choose the, let's say 2.1 meters by 80 centimeters, something like that. Opens up outwards like that. That's it. So we have our door inserted, right? If I take a look at it in 3D, that's not the door that I want. So I will just simply select it, scroll down here. Oh, and just choose the interior single 4-panel wooden door type, right? So I just switched the door type. So now we're Gucci. Let's jump to first floor and add a window, just like we added the door, and let's add a super ugly window. So let me go to the window tool, load family, jump back, find windows, there we go, and let me just find a weird one. Oh my god, this is no. Let's just find a regular one. So it's the types of windows, just like doors. It's not like you can add any type of window to any type of geometry. You'll need to fiddle a little bit with it until you become comfortable. I will add. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's excellent. that's exactly the window that I want to add. I'll hit open. It's going to load it in, and now I can just add it. I'll just add it in here. Bam, like that. Let me check it in 3D view. That's how it looks like. I believe I will change the sill height to a little bit higher, to be a little bit higher. So I'll just change it to 1 meter, 200 millimeters. Yeah. Yeah, sounds about right. Or rather, looks about right. Horrible. Anyway, so that's how you add custom stuff to your geometries. Last thing that I'm going to do, since this is a gallery, I should probably add not windows. I should probably add like paintings and stuff. So I will load in family, and where could I find paintings? Plumbing, profiles, railings, furniture, probably furniture, right? Yeah, probably furniture. So furniture, that's mirror, beds, storage, tables. There's no painting here, huh? Oh my god, so it's gonna take me a while to find it. But we can find, we can use a cabinet, like shelving, and place it there at least. So I'll do that instead. I know for a fact that there are paintings here in this library. It's just that finding them, since I don't do it that often, I don't remember where they are. So instead I'll add a shelf there. I really hope that I can change the width of the shelf. We will see. I'll hit open. And probably need to do that in the ground floor, right? Yeah. Like that. And I'll be adding a shelf right here. So first let me place it. Escape. There we go. So now it's placed, and let's see if we can edit type. And yeah, super. So we can edit the shelf width and height and so on. That's great. That's what we want. So let's make it proper. I will grab the 3D view like that, and I will dock it to the side like that. Perfect. Just so that I can constantly see, the shelf itself. And there's my shelf, just standing there. So what I want to do is I want to make a different kind of section. So let me move this section plane right here. And instead, let me move this section plane inwards even more. Maybe that's a little bit too much. A little bit out. Oops, that's the wrong one. Bam. Okay, that's good. So now we see our shelf just standing there. I will align it. So I will select it, click on the align tool from to this edge, from this edge. Just align it like that. And we have our shelf. I'll click on modify, select it. And now we can actually edit type, and let's just hope that it works, right? So depth of the shelf, let's say 500 millimeters. Hit apply. Okay, that works. I will move it to the correct position just in a second. Height. So I know that the height between the floors, the ground floor is 3.5 meters minus the floor slab. So it's actually 2850 millimeters. That's the height of the shelf. Hit apply. There we go. That's good. That's good. And for width, let's do a 3-meter shelf. Apply. Maybe that's a bit too much. Let's do a 2-meter shelf. Yeah, that's good enough. And then I will just simply reposition it and snap it in place. And now I have a shelf here, right? To put some stuff in. Right, so that's how you add furniture. Pretty simple. Now, once you've done that, once you've added furniture, added all of the cool stuff that you want to have in your building, it's around time that we actually start working with the graphics and extracting nice graphics from your 3D model, right? So how do we go about it? Well, first of all, I want to make sure that every view that I have actually has a proper proper depth, if that makes sense. So I will be going through, actually now I don't need 3D view anymore. I will be going through every floor and just checking if the depth is proper. So here, that seems fine. That's our ground floor. First floor, we see the balcony, and that seems fine. Second floor, seems okay. Third floor, wait, second floor, we should see the balcony here, right? On the second floor, and we don't. So if that happens, what you do is, without having anything selected, you go here on the left-hand side and you find view range option, view range, and you click on edit that view range, and here you will have this pop-up where you can change how deep do you see from that particular floor. And it's also at what height do you cut, but I don't change that. So level, I will just say I want to see all the way down to ground floor. Hit apply, hit OK, and now we see the balcony. Same thing for the third floor. Where is it? View range, up to the ground floor, apply. OK. There we go. Fourth floor. Fourth floor actually does have... Oh, wait, we don't need fourth floor. Fourth floor is going to be our roof, so we don't care about the fourth floor. All right, so we have all of the views done that we need. And now it's all about filling in, right? All about making hatches, creating hatches. And one thing that I would probably do before before making it pretty or making it nicer, I guess, I will go to Sheets here. Remember in Rhino you have layouts, so here layouts are called sheets. And I will create a sheet for every view that I'm going to have. So I will right click on the sheets and choose new sheet, click there, and you can see that it asks me for a title block, and by default it's set to A1 metric, and no, we will be using A3 and we don't have one, right? But you're in luck because I have created one for you to use. So on the course website, lthdigitalwordpress.com, 15, scroll, you can download layout sheet template in Revit family format. This one right here. Or if this one doesn't work for you, then you will be able to download the old version where you will need to change the title, but that's easy, an easy fix. So you download this one. Just download. There we go. Have it here. Paste it here. Oh, I already had it here. And I will now load it in once it's downloaded. I'll click on load, I'll go to desktop, and I have my AADA15 sheet here. Hit open, hit OK. There it is, right? So now if I expand it, I can see that it's A0101 unnamed sheet. That's fine, we will be naming them in just a second. So how do you get a drawing into the sheet? Well, you do that by just, for instance, ground floor, by just clicking and dragging in the drawing into the sheet. Click, drag, bam. Where is it? Oh, yeah. It's going to ask you for position. Click again. There it is. Now it's inside of the sheet. Good enough. Good enough for now. I wonder if we can get rid of the ground floor title block. I'll need to investigate. So here in this particular view, you're able to kind of either crop the view or change the visuals of this particular view. I know that's not a tongue twister, but just my brain is slow today. Basically, you can adjust the graphics of this particular drawing in just to be in this sheet. First things first, since I have a title block, I don't need this this title right here, ground floor 1 to 100 with numeration. So I will select it, and I will actually, I believe it's in edit type, right? Yes. So once you select it, you go to edit type, right? Like right here, and you untick show extension line, and you, where it says show title, you say no. And that should be, yeah, that should be that. So now it's done. Is it okay? You're good with that. Now, for this particular view, it's too big, right? It doesn't fit in your drawing. So what do? Well, here, once you have selected it, on the left-hand side, you can find a tab called Extents and a tick mark box called, or checkbox called Crop View. If you select Crop View, and also if you select Crop Region Visible, you'll be able to crop to crop the view. Yeah, for the lack of better word. So let's see how that works. I don't think you can crop the view in the sheet, which kind of sucks. But once you have those two tick marked and you go back to your ground floor view, this rectangle will appear. And then here in your ground floor plan, you will be able to move this box, the sides of this box around until everything kind of fits nicely. And then if you look at your sheet again, this is how it looks, right? So I can see that I need to crop it even further. So actually, I'll just go to ground floor again and crop it even further. Perhaps there is a better way of doing it, but I don't know. I always used this method and it seems to work. So yeah, you end up with having this kind of a view. And this is 1 to 100 scale, right? This particular view is at the scale of 1 to 100. How do I know? Well, when I select the view and I scroll up here, I can see view scale is 1 to 100. If I change this to 1 to 500, hit apply, it's right here, right? So that's now 1 to 500. You can see that the axes don't scale, which is, it's natural. They shouldn't scale with the view. There we go. So we have our ground floor plan placed inside of a sheet. That's great. And now there's just a few more things to fix here before we move on to our other plans. So drawing name, I wonder why is this not... Okay, so how do you change things here? Drawing scale, of course, you don't need to change. It's already kind of reading what kind of scale you were working in. But for instance, drawing name and author's information, you do need to insert, right? So for drawing name, I will just click once and click once more. It's not a double click. If you double click it, it's bad. So it's click and then click again. And I'll just say ground floor plan plus 0.000, right? It should be plus minus, but I don't care. And then for my own name, it's just, there we go, my own name. That's it, right? And you can see that the sheets automatically update. The name here pops up, ground floor plan plus 0.000 altitude. Okay, so now we need to repeat this for every floor, for every section, and for every elevation and the 3D view as well. I will do this a few more times, and I will do this faster, just so that you can kind of see the process a few more times, and then kind of hopefully it will help you troubleshoot. So let's begin. So I'll create a new sheet. It's already present here since I loaded it in, like that. I will drag in first floor, bam, like that. I will position it like that. I will go to my first floor, and here I'll scroll down, check mark crop view, crop region visible. I'll crop it to barely fit, like that. Great. So that's now cropped. I'll jump back to my sheet. That's going to fit properly. I'll just position it. Drawing name, I will change the drawing name to first floor plan plus 3.5000 or 500. My name is there. It remembers. That's good. Yeah, that's done. Right. Then let's do one for a section. and one for elevation and one for 3D. So I will create, so that's going to be for section, new sheet, that's going to be for elevation, new sheet, that's going to be for 3D. All right, so let me grab, I don't care which section, section 1, sure. I'll just grab section 1 here, place it, that's fine. I'll grab, for this sheet, I will grab elevation. Let's go for straight elevation, add it, bam, that's done. And for this sheet, I will grab the 3D view. Wait, no, that's the section, that's the elevation. Okay, sure, this one is going to be the 3D view. Bam. Click. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff that I'll need to fix in all three of them. So first off, elevation. There's you. Quite a few ugly bits, but I think we will manage. So let me first position it. Something like that seems to be okay. Let me check the street elevation. I will just actually drag this to be wider. So our street elevation already has this, all of this incorporated, this cropping box, which is super great. And let me just drag these out. I can't drag them more, huh? So they get locked for some reason. That's fine. And let me, oh my God, come on, just let me, I just want to select the, there we go. Okay. I managed to select the last mark. And for some reason, other marks just disappeared. I don't know why. That's super weird. It shouldn't happen. So we try it again. Can we unlock this? So this lock means that, oh, understood. Okay, so these locks mean that if I move, for instance, this single sheet here, see how all others move? That's because they are locked together, right? So that's what this lock means. It's actually a pretty useful thing. So the reason why those disappeared was because once I select this, zoomed in too close, now it's calculating. If I select this bottom markup, I can see that it's locked with the dashed line. I can see that it's actually locked to the ends of all other floors, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is actually, instead of unlocking it, I will tick mark here to have it on both sides. I will tick mark, untick here. You barely can see it. It's right here, that rectangle. I will untick here to hide that side. And now I will indeed move this side out so that it fits properly here. Once everything is aligned, I believe all of them get locked together, which is absolutely fine. This one is a little bit out of bounds, so let me just move it back in. So this is how it looks. Let me check it in 3D, not in 3D, in the sheet. Seems to be fitting quite properly. The section plane, the section line is a little bit out of bounds, so let me fix that. Street elevation, you are way too close or way too far, be here. And also, I don't want this line running through the middle of my drawing, so I'll just move it like so, like that. And like that. Perfect. Okay, so that is done. And maybe even I will get the cropping rectangle and I'll move it slightly in like that, just to clean it up a bit. Yeah, let's see how it looks. This is how it looks. I think that's okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. But I think this is something that we can continue on working with. So that's our facade. Let me rename this. Street facade. Yep. Let me jump into the section, and actually immediately I'll rename the section to section AA, like that. Notice how the section is filled in while all other drawings are not. That's because if I take a look at the section, and I believe it's section 1, right? It is filled in here, and this is just the graphic settings, right? So I can change this to hidden line, and now it's not filled in. And if I now take a look at it in the sheet, I keep wanting to say, oh no, now I forgot the other one. I keep wanting to say layout rather than sheet. Now it's not filled, right? So it's graphic settings that you want to change if there's a fill and you don't want to see a fill. So that's our section. Nothing very fancy happening here, and it's actually pretty damn close to being fine. Let me see if I can add more stuff, if I can see more stuff within the section. Okay, so there's the surrounding building right there. And can I see the one on the other side of the street? Yes, I can. So I will just do something like this, just to get the section of the street and the section of the next door building. Jump back to section AA. This is how it looks. Almost fits. I'd say almost fits. Do we just do it like that? Come on. By the way, you can use arrow keys to kind of move it around. So yeah, okay, good. It fits. The dashed lines go out of bounds, but we don't care about those dashed lines, so that's fine. And the section line, as always, is super obnoxious, and I will be fixing it. Pap, map, and just move that one in here until here. Clipping plane, pap, like that. Clipping plane. Come on, just give me. Like that. There we go. Okay, so that is done. That's our section AA for now. And then the last one is the 3D view, which we will kind of revisit in just a second. Right now it's still, or actually let's make it nice. So that's in 3D. I will just move my clipping box here. That's fine. I think that's something like that. Is kind of neat. Let's see if we can add some more bazaars here. That's nice. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Let's see. Is it possible for me to hide this in this view? I believe it is. If I delete it, yeah, it's going to delete the floor plans as well, which I don't want to do at all. So instead, I will figure out a way of how to hide it, which is, I believe, this button right here, hide in view. Hide category or hide elements. Hide elements. There we go. Let's see if it actually translates to our 3D sheet here. It does. Okay, great. So let us hide a bunch of stuff in this 3D view so that it's not obnoxious with information. So that, all of that actually, hide in view, hide elements. Okay, that's good. Can I hide this? Yes, I can. Super. Okay. So these are hidden. The shadows are a bit funky, but that's okay. This is how it looks. Let's take a look at it in 3D. Yeah, sure. Not 3D, sorry, in the sheet. Bam. That looks actually good. That looks fine. I'll just place it here. My graphics card is crying a bit, but that's normal. And yeah, let's just name it 3D axonometric. 3D axonometric. Drawing scale, there is no scale for an axonometric drawing, so of course it's going to be empty. Okay, that is done, right? That is okay, that's done. We are ready to move forward. And the next thing that we're going to do is drink some coffee. Delicious. And jump to our ground floor plan, the sheet of ground floor plan, and we will change the display settings here for this sheet. So, for instance, let's start with a super simple example. I want the walls here to be filled in black, right? So how do I do that? Well, the thing is that in Revit, everything that you do, every geometry belongs to a certain category, as I mentioned before, and all of that geometry is going to be, within that category is going to be shown in a certain way once you just look at it and once you look at a cut of it, right? So how do you change it? How do you change the visuals? Well, you go to the View tab here in the top, and you choose Visibility and Graphics. So these are Visibility and Graphics settings, right? For that particular view. In this case, this sheet right here. Visibility and Graphics. And here, it's a pretty big table where you can change different aspects of your graphics, right? So basically, how do you show air terminals? How do you show areas? How do you show ceilings? How do you show columns and so on? All of that is being treated by this table. One important note is that you have two big sides here, not sides, two big columns here. One is projection / surface. This is where you just look at the element. And the other one is cut, which means how will it show you a section of that particular element. So in case of, maybe that's the fastest way to do it, is just to show you with walls. So I just scroll down to walls, and I will say, when I cut the walls, the lines of the cut, so I'll click on override here. The lines of the cut should be solid, should have red color, and should be pretty damn thick. Maybe even thicker. Let's go for 16, who cares? Hit OK, hit apply. And nothing changes. How come? Is it because I'm in the sheet? Sorry. Technical difficulties, please hold. Visibility and graphics, blah, blah, blah. Walls, solid, red, 16, okay, apply. Okay. Apparently you need to change it not in the sheet, but rather in the floor plan itself. And then it should show up. Yeah, then it's going to show up in the sheet. So as you can see, 16 is a little bit thick. Let's jump back and let's actually jump back to ground floor plan and actually change the graphics here. So I will click on visibility graphics and go back to walls. And actually, I do want my wall cut to be solid, a solid line, but it should be black. And the weight should be less, like 5 or something. Yeah, that seems good, right? So we end up with this kind of cut. And then for the pattern, I will say override. And you have the possibility to have 2 patterns, but I would strongly suggest you not having 2 patterns, one laid on top of the other, foreground, background. Instead, just work with the background pattern for now. So for pattern, I will also say solid fill, and I'll say, yeah, again, black. Hit OK. Hit apply. That's that, right? So what else can we change here in the plan view? Well, the surrounding buildings and the surrounding street and so on, all of them are white. And actually, I want to kind of to differentiate between the inside of this building and everything else, the outside. So remember, right at the start of the course, we have imported the surrounding geometry, the site 3D model as a generic model. So now I will find this generic model type here, generic models, right here, and I will say that when we cut the generic models, it should still have a pretty thick solid line, right? So solid line, black color, weight, again, 5. Oh yeah, hit apply, forgot. So now it kind of gives us a bolder line where it cuts. And then for patterns, for the cut pattern, I will say it should be a solid fill, but the color shouldn't be black because that's going to be way too dark. Rather, let's just say, yeah, gray. Hit OK. Hit apply. So now everything that is being cut outside of the building is going to have this kind of gray color. What about everything that's outside of the building that's not being cut? I want it to be light gray, right? So then I will go to the projection part of it, and I'll find patterns, generic models, patterns. And here I will say for background, let's use a solid fill, but let's use a super light gray color. Hit OK. OK. Apply. There we go. Hit OK here. So now we have this graphic settings done for this particular view. If I look at it in my sheets, I can see that it's there. If I were to add more walls here, right? They don't get filled in. What? Oh my God. Come on. Come on, Revit. Is that because it's a basic wall? No, it shouldn't be, right? Right? That's super strange. Okay, let's see why it's not working. Let's go to view, visibility and graphics. This really feels like a bug, but maybe I'm wrong, but I haven't seen this happen before at all. But I guess it's nice to, from time to time, see these things happen. So let me change the color to red. Apply. It's thinking. Will it crash? Okay, it doesn't crash, but it's not filling it in. Okay, we will need to revisit that part later and then figure out why the hell is that happening. If this happens, just try closing and opening Rhino again. That's probably going to solve it. Oh, I know. I'm dumb. This wall right here, this wall, its height is 1.1 meters, which means it doesn't reach the section through which we cut, which means we are actually not cutting through these walls, but cancel. We're not cutting through these walls, but rather we are just looking at the top of these walls, right? Probably in the section 1 is going to be a little bit more clear. No, it's not. In section 2, yeah, there we go. So in section 2, you can actually see these walls here. Right, so we are not cutting through them at that height. This is why it's not filling in. But if I select them and I change the unconnected height of them to, let's say, 2 meters, hit apply. Now they're being cut. Okay, so that was, can't make a perfect tutorial. Always something, there's always something wrong. Okay, that's done. Let's jump into first floor and see that, oh crap, first floor also requires us to do exactly the same thing as we did for the ground floor. So then the question is it possible to somehow save these settings, these graphic settings, and apply them to all other floors? And yes, the answer is of course, yes, of course. I will just go to visibility graphics right here. And I will, or wait, no, sorry, not visibility graphics, cancel that. In ground floor, I will go to view templates here, and I will say create template from current view. And I will name this kinda good floor plan style. Hit OK. It's going to save it. Hit OK again. And now in the first floor, I can go to view templates again and choose apply template properties to current view. And then I will find my kinda good floor plan style, apply properties, and hit OK. And now my first floor also has the same view. Second floor, view templates, apply, kinda good, OK. Third floor, view templates, apply, kinda good, OK. So that's done. Now the question is, can we do this for a 3D view, for instance? No, maybe not. Can we do this for section, right? Because section is basically just a vertical plan, right? Or a plan is a horizontal section, whatever you want to call it. So can we apply the same view template here? If I go to view templates, apply, and I choose apply template properties from view, you might not see our template here. That's because there's a filter applied which only is looking for templates which are which work with sections, elevations, and whatnot. So I will expand this and I will just say all, and I'll then find my kinda good floor plan style. Hit apply, hit OK. Still works. But the problem with this one is that it's still, I still need more to change more styles here, because for instance, floor slabs, they are not being cut. And also I kind of want to cut through the doorway. So let me move that section as well. So in the ground floor plan, I will just take the section and I will move it so that it cuts, there we go, so that it cuts through the staircase and also the doorway in the first floor. Let's look at section 2, no, section 1. There we go. So now we are cutting through the stair, which is not being hatched in properly, and we are cutting through the floor slabs, which are not being hatched in properly. If we had a roof, that also wouldn't be hatched in properly. So we need to fix a few things. Let me go to visibility and graphics settings, find stairs. Stairs, there we go. Cut line, override, solid line, black color, weight, also 5. That seems to be working for us quite well. For patterns, override, background, solid fill, black. Apply. There we go. Our staircase is now black. And floor slabs, floors, not floor slabs, just floors. Pattern is going to be black. And solid. And lines are going to be solid, black, weight 5. Apply. Okay, this is what we have, right? Nothing too fancy, but it does the trick. Whew, okay, so we have that going on, and that's our section. And if we take a look at our section in here, or actually maybe we should fill in, nah, let's not. So let's see, where is our section? Section AA, there we go. Here it is, all ready to be plotted out. Facade. Actually, I kind of like the style of the facade here. I don't really want to change anything. The only thing that I kind of want to do is add shadows to the facade. So I will go to my street elevation right here. And here in the bottom, I will choose shadows to be turned on like that. And maybe I'll click on the small sun icon, sun settings, and I will just mess around with the sun. So can I just do still, hit apply. Let me change the location to not Boston. Not Boston. Definitely not Boston. I think we have Denmark there, Copenhagen at least. Will you give me Copenhagen, or will you give me Malmo? Yeah, it doesn't give us Malmo. Whatever, let's lie. If you can't find the city, just lie. We'll just choose lighting, and here we will just change the altitude and azimuth. So perhaps I want it to be a little bit lower, so 30 degrees. Apply. Yeah, that's a bit better. And azimuth 115. So it eats up a little bit more. Yeah, I think that's about it. Or maybe, what if it's 45 degrees with that same azimuth? So it does that. This is all in the shadow. This is kind of doing its thing. Yeah, I think that's fine. That's okay. And for the actual style, I want the building, my building, to be kind of popping out a little bit more. So I will push all surrounding buildings a little bit backwards with gray color, basically. So visibility and graphics, generic models, patterns. No, that's a cut pattern. We are not cutting anything. So projection surface patterns, color, light gray, solid fill, apply. There we go. And maybe even generic models lines. I will say solid line and kind of not black, but dark gray color with kind of low weight. So weight of 1. So the line work is a little bit thinner and a little bit more towards gray. Even more gray, please. I know it doesn't really matter that much, but I really wanna make it as nice as possible. Yeah, that's great enough. Okay, we have that done. We have our building popping out, and that is good. So let me just double check. Street facade looks like that. That looks like that. AXO, actually I will not, well, maybe in the AXO also visibility and graphics, generic models, lines, solid, gray, thin line, patterns, patterns, pattern solid, light gray. Okay, apply. Okay. Yo, did I mess up? Generic models, patterns. It should work. Oh. Okay, what about the cut? What if I change the cut here? Solid fill, color red. Okay, so apparently, oh, that's my bad. I can hear you screaming at the screen. I am working in a sheet and not in the actual 3D view. That's my bad, as per usual. Oh my god. So let's do it here. Generic models, patterns, light gray, solid fill, generic models, pattern solid, color dark gray, weight very low, apply. Perfect. Section could be, no, let's keep section as it is. Just hit OK. Right, so that our building kind of pops up a bit more. Okay, we have that going on. Right, so that's about it. That's about it in terms of our graphics. I think it's turning out to be okay. Students tend to ask me about the grid lines, how to change the style of the grid lines, because the style is pretty obnoxious. And the way you do it is you download a nicer style. And actually, could we... So to load in a section, a new section markup, for instance, you go to load family, and here it's going to be under English annotations. By the way, if you can't find the folder of the library, let's say you're in the desktop, it's located in this PC, C disk drive, program data, which is a hidden folder. If you don't know how to see all hidden folders, you need to actually go to any folder that you have on your desktop or on your computer. You go to View tab, click on Options. You go to View tab again in the Options, and you choose Show Hidden Files, Folders, and Drives. Hit Apply, hit OK, and then you will see the Program Data folder. And here you see Autodesk, RVT 2021, libraries. Finally, we are here. They are really hiding it from us. It's under English, and I believe it should be under annotations, right? Because where else could it be? Yeah, it's yes, it should be under annotations, grid, level, section head. There we go. Section head, and here we see different types of section heads, and all of them are complete garbage. not garbage, but really disgusting. So it is what it is. You're stuck with ugly section heads in Revit, unless you download one from the internet. That's nice. In terms of editing the section head itself, zoomed in too close again. In case of editing the section itself, I believe if you select it, there we go. You can change. Is that an edit type? Callout tag. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of. You know what? Let's not dig too deep into here. Just have a freaking section in there and yeah, just have a freaking section in there and then call it a day. That's fine. That you don't need to have it too intense. Right. What else is there to show you? Oh, that's it. Let's plot it out. Let's plot everything out. So you have your sheets ready, let's say. I have a few of them. Yeah, sure, save the project. Always save the project, by the way. I have a few ready here. And it's time to print out or plot out your sheets into PDF. So I'll go to File, Print, or is it Export? No, it's Print. File, Print, Print. Or just click on this print button here. That works as well. Where here we have all of the different settings that you can use for plotting out the sheets. So first things first, printer, we will choose Adobe PDF or Microsoft Print to PDF. I think that one works as well. Anything that has the PDF word in it should work. So Adobe PDF for me. Combine multiple selected views sheets into a single file. So do we want it in a single file? Yeah, sure, whatever. Print range, we will not use current view. Instead, we will use selected views sheets, and I will click on the select button. And I will say, I want to print out this, these sheets, right? Not the floor plans, not the structural plans, just the sheets. I'll hit OK. Do you want to save these settings for use in the future Revit session? Sure. Yeah, sure. So that's going to be my set one, apparently. The name and the location of where I'm going to be exporting the PDF is weird, so I'll just be exporting it to desktop. So I'll just choose desktop, hit save. Yeah, perfect. And the name of the file, well, right now it doesn't matter because I'm going to be messing around with it in Photoshop. So that's okay. Right, let's see these two buttons here, properties as well as the setup. So properties, if I click on that, I can see here nothing fancy, nothing special, paper source, whatever, layout, landscape. If I click on the advanced, I can see that the paper size is set to be letter rather than A3. That's a nice way of hiding it. Let me just see if, okay. So we don't need to go to properties here. Sorry about that. You just go to settings, setup. And here we can actually change it from the letter size to the proper A3 size. So we are working, these sheets are tailored for A3. Its landscape format is going to be centered, sure, and the zoom is going to be 100%. So it's not fit to page, it's rather zoom, 100%. Vector processing, sure. Raster quality high. Colors, color. Oh yeah, you can choose either color or grayscale. We'll just use color. That's fine. Everything else is fine. Seems to be okay. So I'll just hit OK, and I'll hit OK again. You have chosen to print 5 views as separate files. Do I want to? Yes, I do want them as separate files because I'm going to Photoshop them. So I'll hit yes. Right, let me just create a new folder just so that it's easy for me to find. Raw PDFs. Raw PDFs, hit save. It's doing its magic, saving it. While it's doing it, I'll open up Photoshop real fast. By now you should be able to kind of, wait just a second, the Revit, save. So you will need to click save for every sheet, that's not a problem. By now you should be able to work with PDFs in Photoshop easily. That's my expectation because we have been doing it for the past 4 courses now, or 3. Was it 3 or 4? 4 past 4 courses. No, this is the 4th one, right? Anyway, we've been doing it quite a lot, so you should be able to add textures and change colors and whatnot in Photoshop of your drawings. Hopefully. Don't show me this again, close. So that's that. So I will just be really quick in showing you this last bit. Save that. And I think that's the last of it, right? Yes. Okay. So let me save this file. In Photoshop, I will just find my folder with all of the PDFs. I'll just kind of drag all of them in and just choose which one I want to work with and show you how I'm going to work with it. So crop to, not bounding box, never bounding box, media box. You always, when you import PDF, you choose media box so that it doesn't mess up your A3 size. Other than that, it seems fine. Okay. Media box, yes, that's good. So it remembers, at least it remembers, that's good. Okay. So we have our section, we have our elevation, we have our axle, floor plan. So floor plans are kind of boring. I will just close them immediately. Won't Photoshop anything there. I could work here, maybe, on this one. Or no, I like how clean it is. Let's work on the elevation instead. So section also goes away, sure. Let me just show you how I would work on it with on the elevation. So let's say I want some sort of pattern here. I don't know, some form of pattern, let's say metal or something like that. I'll just go to the interwebs. I'll go to Google and I'll say what's a cool pattern? Metal sheet pattern, corrugated steel or something like that. Perforated diamond, that's whatever. Are there any good ones? Licensable? No. Yeah, that's good enough, right? I will just open it in a new window. I know it has the watermark. This is for a tutorial, so we don't care. So I'll just position it. I will cut away the part that I need. Copy paste. So there's one unnecessary layer that I delete. I will say, do we multiply? Oops, that's the wrong one. That's the actual drawing. Do we multiply the texture? Yeah, we do. We probably do. But before we do that, let me try to get rid of the watermark by going to levels and messing around with the levels. Yeah, that seems okay. That seems good enough. Make it smaller, like that. That's perfect. Control A, Control C, Control V to duplicate it. Maybe Control T, right clicking and flip vertical to kind of have a whatchamacallit, a seamless connection between the two textures. I will just merge these two layers together, merge layers, place them here. Control C, Control V again, merge the layers again, Control A, Control C, Control V again, but this one Control T and right click, flip horizontal, so that they merge more nicely. Merge layers. Now I will jump to multiply. That seems okay. Maybe make it a bit smaller. That seems fine. Maybe a bit bigger. Yeah, that sounds looks about right. I can then select the area in which I want them. Control Shift I to invert the selection and then hit delete to get rid of everything else. Control D to deselect, and then just go to town and remove that, delete, remove that, delete. That gets removed, delete, and also that. What else? There we go. That's the doorway here. That gets removed, and that gets removed. So also I want a little bit of a gradient here, right here, just to show that this is better show that this is a cantilever. So I'll just mark out where I want the gradient to be. That goes from black to white. I'll create a new layer, just drag out the gradient there, like this. I'll say 21%, something like this, and it kind of, this is without the gradient, this is with, so it just gives a little bit of a shadow there. Right, so we have a little bit of the corrugated steel. It's not great by any stretch of imagination, but it does the trick. And I think what we can do is we can find some sort of a colored texture. So Corten steel texture. Yeah, sure. Let's use this one. Open image. Oof, that's a pretty low resolution, but we don't care. Control V, paste it here. I'll actually split it into parts. Control X, Control V, place it here. This one, Control X, Control up. In this layer, Control X, Control V. I don't know what I did, but that works as well. Like that, perhaps. Nah, that's good enough. And then, actually, can we just do that? Yeah, we can just do that. No one will ever know. So this, and The bottom one, I will just add. Are you the bottom one? No. Are you the bottom one? Yes. Control C, Control V. Just add it there. Okay, so let me merge all of these together. Merge layers. Control T to transform them a little bit more so that they're a little bit bigger. Let's say multiply, right? So I think multiply will work, and we already did some cutting. So I'll just use the magic wand tool with certain tolerance and just select the cutouts like that. Control Shift I to invert. Delete. Nope. Control Shift I, delete. There we go. Okay, so we delete it, and we are kind of good to go with the corten steel. Let's make it a little bit less intense. Something like that. I think that's fine. And then for the windows, I'll actually use the magic wand tool to select the glass. Bam, bam, bam. Come on, bam. Yeah. Almost. There we go. Is that glass? I think that's glass at least, and that is definitely glass. Okay. So we have those done, and I will just say, let's do control. Do we just use gradients rather? Maybe. Like that, and then we switch the gradient to white and just give it pok, like this kind of a tug here, or maybe not perfect white. A little bit of gray, pok, like that, pok, like that. That looks okay. Of course, reduce the intensity of it, the opacity of it, something like this. And I think if we just kind of casually now select everything that's remaining and just edit, fill, Shift F5, foreground color, hit OK. In a new layer. So that's Shift F5, OK. And we just move it below the whole thing. Why is that? Oh, that's my bad. So we can't do that this way, huh? I want to color the frames. So how do we color the frames? This is going to be now it's turning out to be a Photoshop tutorial. I want to color the frames, but I don't want to select them individually. So what I'm going to do is I will say, okay, first of all, can we just do that? Not really. Oh, or maybe we can. Control D. Maybe we can. If I go to corten steel layer and I just select all of this, right? So I selected all of this, and then we go to the window layer and we unselect, holding down the Alt key. Was it the Alt key? Was it Control? I don't remember. Control Shift? No, Alt Shift? No. What's the shortcut for the subtract from selection? It should be Control, right? No, it should be Shift. No, it should be Alt. There we go. So it is the Alt key. I don't know why that didn't work out. And tolerance needs to be like 100 for this to work. It doesn't really work that well. maybe. Seems to be working okay now. So we have that. We are unselecting that. Oh, messed up. Do I really need to do it again? I know. I figured it out. This, and that, and this, right? We select this. Bear with me. Be patient, or skip ahead. You have the possibility to skip ahead. So I select inside of the windows, and then I turn on the drawing and unselect the glass. But why didn't it? Oh yeah, that's because I need to be in the drawing layer, and then I can unselect the glass panes, glass thingies. And it's a mess here, but that's fine. So I am unselecting, and now I'm unselecting the shadowy bits as well, with less tolerance, maybe 32. I like tolerance of 32. It seems to work most of the time with most of the geometry. So like that. That good? That looks good. That looks okay. And that also looks good. Okay, so now we have only selected the frames for the windows, which means we can create a new layer. Shift F5, enter, fill it with black color. Okay. Took us a while, but we managed to do it. Let's change the intensity so that you can see the line work. And for the door, for the doors, both of them, actually this one still needs, oh come on, just give me this one still needs the framing. And for some reason it chooses to do it like that, to select it like that. So let me just, for this frame, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way with the rectangular marquee tool. There we go. Almost. Almost. Now there we go. Is that my frames? Yes, that is my frames. Shift F5, okay. Okay, we're done here. And then select the door somehow. That doesn't let me, so I will be using a marquee tool again. So the door, as well as the door here, holding down the shift key to select the door. So these will be blue, just because I can. No, I'm kidding. It's not going to be blue. I'm just going to color it blue and change it to multiply. That's color burn. That's not. Change it to multiply. Change the opacity to be 33-ish, 36. Control U. Hello, Control U. Why can't I Control U? There we go. Control U, and then change the hue until I find a nice color for the doors. What works with Corten steel? Yellow, of course, would work, but that's kind of boring. Pink? Red? Maybe red. Or maybe, yeah, let's just do it traditional. Peachy. Okay, that is that. Let's call it a day. I think that looks fine, good enough for a tutorial. Control Shift, or rather Control S straight up to save it. Let me go to desktop, find my PDFs. Find my PDFs, find my PDFs. Oh my God, where are they? Car project. Raw PDFs, God damn it. Raw PDFs, change this to a PDF, Photoshop PDF format, and then find my street facade. There we go. I can turn off layers right now. Don't need them. Hit save. Do you want to replace it? Yes. Okay. High quality print, preserve Photoshop editing capabilities. I usually have this turned off. Hit save PDF. Oh, yeah, of course. I have it opened right here. And also I have it opened right here. So let me close it here and try to save it again. Oh, just yikes. Control S. PDF, PDF, street facade, no layers, don't need that. Save, yes, replace it. Hit OK. Hit save PDF. Okay, this time it worked. So now, once I close this and turn this off, I can see that my street facade here is nice and crispy. So if you have Adobe Acrobat Pro version, you can select all of your PDFs, right-click them, choose Combine PDFs in Acrobat. Then you just move them around. So that's going to be the title page, and then we have floor plans, and then floor plans. Yeah, sure, this works. Or maybe section goes in here. Goes up until there. We click on Combine. Why is this so big? There we go. We click on Combine. It does its magic. Creates a binder. We take a closer look at it. First, second, third, fourth, fifth page for me. I hit File, Save As. We go to, I'll just save it to desktop. And this is where I go. This is important, you guys. AADA15. Forgot my last name. Kirdeikis Gediminas. Save. That's it. You're done, right? You have your PDFs. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. There it is. You have your PDF saved, right? And then you just upload it to the school server. I already did a tutorial on how to do it before, so I will not be repeating that. Or maybe I should. Okay, so I will repeat that. So if you're in the school, then you can, let me just mimic me being in the school without being in the school. Bam, 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 bam. Just a second. So in the school, you just go to temp folder, unprotected, and you AADA15 Handen. Beautiful. Writing, capital H, Handen. There we go. AADA15 Handen. Open up that folder. Drag and drop, not the syllabus, your file in here. That's it. You've passed the course, right? If you don't have access, if you can't get into the school, remember that there is a remote desktop option, right? All of the information is on the course website under useful resources. So there is a remote desktop version where you can log into the school's computer from your browser and just send an email to yourself with the file and load it in through the remote desktop. That should be pretty simple to do as well. So there's no need for us to do a separate server or a separate folder. You just do it that way. Either one of the ways works. Alternatively, you can always just create a VPN connection, and that's going to work as well. Okay, I will leave you to it. Get to work, and hope to see some really nice narrow houses from you. Okay, take care, and bye.